Good morning and welcome to Rich Morning Coffee. I'm Rich, or Richard, whichever you prefer. Today I am back here at the studio. I just came back from having a cortisone shot on my knee. So I'm going to walk around slowly today. I got a bunch of people asking me about the equipment that I use in my studio. So I'm going to take you through the equipment that I use. If this is kind of dark, please let me know. I'm going to take you through the setup here that we have. Again, I am not in my home studio. It is under construction right now. When that is done, I will certainly give you guys a tour. We are on my G4 LG phone, and we're going to check out the equipment that we have. So let's start with let's start with the cameras, I guess. Cameras are probably the best place to start. And this is part of my daily LIDA challenge and my daily LSP challenge. The one thing that Lori has asked everybody to do today is what I've learned from live streaming. Well, I've learned to be way more comfortable on camera, being that I was an audio guy. I worked in radio for many, many years. And now, of course, I am working on my own. I own my own business, Cleveland Media Group. And what I do is I produce videos for other people as well as for myself, working on a few things. Won't get into those because yesterday I made the mistake of doing that on somebody else's channel, actually on the Live Streaming Pros group. And I apologize for that once again. So let's have a quick peek at the set. I'm going to switch this camera around. There we go. That's my backpack on the back of the door. We'll get a big shot here of the room. I'm printing off some stuff, so I'm gonna have to pop in there. I'm gonna show you guys this too. This is my 3D printer. It's kind of loud because the fans are going off. We have it hooked up to a Raspberry Pi there in the back. And right now it's going through an auto bed leveling, but I messed up on the size of the bed, so I have to use a business card, one of my business cards, to help level the bed. So we're going to, I got to fix that. One of these fine days I'll get around to fixing that, but it's going to go through its auto bed leveling right now. And we are using a BL Touch for anybody that's interested in 3D printing. This helps to do the bed leveling, and you're probably wondering why it's so white. This is actually PVA glue stick, you know, the same kind that your kids use when they go to school. You smear that on your glass, and it helps to get your printer to have the filament, which is that stuff right there, stick to the bed. And I'll show you what I'm printing here in just a minute, as soon as I get to the last row of things. We're going to slide that card in there. And there's the first one. Now we'll move over to the next one. I'll move over. And last one. That probe just misses the glass bed. So that's all finished. So we will now move on to the equipment. Start with the cameras. I'll come around on this side. And this is my camera A. You can see that it is on a shoulder rig which is attached to the tripod. The reason I have it like this is so that I can pull it off and use it very simply. We have a large Amaran light aperture on top there. We have a shotgun mic, which we very seldomly use. The camera we are using is the HFG Vixia HFG 30 from Canon. It has Wi-Fi built into it. It's a great little camera. I really like it. We also, on the back side here, somebody's going to ask me about this for sure. We have a Tascam recorder. Now this recorder I use to bring in audio either from a microphone like the shotgun mic, or I can bring in another microphone. Actually, I can bring in 4 sources. into this little unit, and of course it sits on the edge, and this cord that's coming off of it right here, this USB cable, can be plugged into a portable battery, so you don't have to always use the batteries inside the unit, which are just AA. This is a DR60 Mark II recorder. Really, really like it. It gives me great sound, and I'm going to have to reset that later because I got some shooting to do today, but it gives me great sound, great audio, so I can sync it up in post if I need to. The other camera, the B camera that we use, is another Canon, and this is an older one. This is a Vixia HFR20. See if I can get that to focus. HFR20. This is my B camera. I have it on a slider, on a cheap tripod. This is an Optex. I've had this tripod forever, but I put a little slider on it so when I am doing product shots, I can use the slider and do some nice fancy stuff. We have a China ball right there, which is on, it doesn't need to be on anything that's heavy duty, but it is on an extension pole there. And then we are using a C-stand underneath. The lights, which are these ones right here, let me just see if I can turn one of these around so you guys can see it. This particular one is the H528 wide, or W. W stands for wide. It has control. I can control the intensity of the light. I can dial it up or dial it down. I usually have it somewhere around 50%, 49 is fine. I have batteries always on it because I never know if the power is going to go out. And it also charges the batteries as well. It's a very bright LED light. It was very inexpensive to buy. I think I got a kit of 3 of them for less than $300. Now, going down to this television here, which is my, the television that I use as a confidence monitor. It also shows me all my different sources that I have. It's just a generic RCA HD television that I use. I really wish I was using something that got all my cables up and above, like some trussing or something, but I'm in somebody else's location, so I couldn't really bring in a lot of trussing. You can see all of my cords. I put sandbags on all my stands, and it's a good idea that everybody puts sandbags on their stands. It helps to stabilize them, and of course, if you put them on a set where there's a lot of people moving around, somebody bumps into them, they're not going to knock them over. Here we have our target and white card. I have on this this little guy, so we have our target and our white card there. Now over here, this is a 1402 VLZ4 mixer by Mackie. It has excellent preamps in it. You can see that I have 6 sources that I can bring in just on microphones alone. Right now I only have my 1 microphone hooked up. I also have 4 other channels that are stereo channels that I can use for bringing in Skype guests, or I can do a number of other things. You can see I've labeled them down here as well. Of course, that's my business cards. This is an HDMI splitter, which I'm not using at the moment. I will be using that soon, though. As we move down, we have the audio portion. Now here we have my PV Procom UHF wireless microphone receiver, and here is the transmitter. Below that I have a 166 XL compressor limiter gate by DBX. This helps a lot and gives me that deeper rich voice that you guys all love. Below that is a headphone amp. I don't really need the headphone amp anymore because I'm just a solo guy. I'm not doing a show with other people where, you know, like we did in the past, where everybody kind of had their own headphones on. Below that is the video rack, and we are missing some stuff in the video rack. We had a SmartView Duo in here. It got broken, and we haven't replaced it yet. So I have to go and replace it. Above that is a Furman power conditioner. If you are getting any kind of equipment like this in the future, I cannot highly recommend enough you getting yourself a power conditioner, because the power that comes into your location is not always clean. And what this is going to do, it's going to help to clean up that power signal and drive consistent power to your equipment. So it's definitely a way to go. Below that we have the Television Blackmagic Studio, ATEM Television Studio. This is an older unit. I've had it now for, I guess, about 2 years. I really like it. I'm thinking about upgrading, but for now, you know, it does what I need it to do. We have some space down here, which I bought this rack specifically for putting in other equipment later on. And what I want to put in there is a couple of recorders. And below that we have the Ultramatch Pro. And now the Ultramatch Pro, what that does is it takes the signal coming off of the board and converts it into a digital signal, which the ATEM Television Studio needs. So when it goes out to OBS software, OBS, when it goes out to OBS, it has a clean audio signal. Here we just have a stack of Raspberry Pis, which we were using at one time, and some wire and just an IKEA table to put everything on. Let's move over to my messy desk. So here we have my iPad 2, which I still use. I'm trying to set it up to use with Strata so that I can eliminate having a laptop over there, which I really want. This is a wireless keyboard. Of course, I've got some iTools here and my label maker, and there's that battery I was talking about. I was charging it up so that I could put it back on. I got to make a bracket for that. This is, people are probably wondering what this is and why this would be in my studio. This is a temperature gauge. Basically, I can point it at anything and it will give me the temperature of what it's being pointed at. So I'm pointing it right now at that little Raspberry Pi with a 7-inch touchscreen on it, which is running Linux. And of course that's, and then of course I've got receipts and pens and earphones and fans. I need to clean my desk. So here I am running Octoprint right now. There is OBS software. I haven't got anything turned on, but I do use the OBS software. I've done a couple of things now where I can open it up and utilize it for many different things. Over here we have my water bottle, and yes, I am horrible. I drink Monster, so if Monster ever wants to sponsor me, I drink a lot of your products. So this is the i7 that we're using. In here we have a Blackmagic Intensity Pro 4K card, which we are running a feed out of the ATEM into here, which OBS sees. And you can see down there, right there, it says Blackmagic Design. So then we have my headphones. I'm a Transformers fan, not of the movies, but of the cartoon. My headphones are just some Sennheiser HD 203s. I've had these forever, love them. They work really great. Down here, this was a 3D printed headphone cradle or hook. It has Darth Vader on it because I'm a big Star Wars fan. So where else do I go from here? Okay, so let's look at this table. This laptop that you see underneath yesterday's show notes, this old HP laptop, I use this, if I can get it open, I use this to monitor Facebook when I'm doing the live streams with the other equipment. Over here, I have another laptop, another HP laptop, which I use to control the ATEM switcher, which is over there. And the ATEM switcher, I can switch the camera feeds from camera A to camera B, as I was kind of showing you yesterday. On the shelf, we have a ton, or small selection of filaments. We have some things I've printed. We have some things that are dear to me. I'm a fan of Scotty. He won't stand up today for whatever reason. So I have a couple of Scotties. And then here are some of the parts that we were mocking up for the Warp Core light that we're doing. Our Darth Vader 3D printed mask we're doing. This is kind of unique. I don't know how well this is going to come out, but this is a city inside of a moon or an asteroid. And it was 3D printed. Everything on the shelf pretty much was 3D printed except for the figures. We have the TARDIS, which we talked about yesterday. Lightsaber, our little tree frog. Down below we have some spare motors in the back. We have a power supply. Other parts that we're working on, and then we get lower and you can see more of the mess. Yes, I have Nature Valley oatmeal breakfast bars, which I'm going to have one very shortly. We have some parts and heat guns, and then we get down to the mess on the floor. And this cabinet, of course, is where I do the 3D printing. Now up there, way up there, is my hair light. And that light is just another on-camera light that I use from time to time. It worked really well as a hair light, and it gave me the ability to use those lights over there to give me good color. I don't use the lights above me, primarily because the lights above me, there we go, because the lights above me are a little yellow. They're more of a tungsten balance, and they buzz a little bit, and it drives me crazy. Now I've got a completely empty wall here. You guys can see I have a completely empty wall, and a good portion of this wall shows up in my shot. So if you have any ideas of what I could put onto this wall, or you have something that you'd like to see me put on this wall, please let me know. And that completes my little studio tour for today. And if you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comments below. I'm going to repost this over on YouTube later on. And for the Lita Challenge, this is day 3. Day 3 or day 4? Day 3. Day 3? Tuesday was the first day. Okay, day 3. So this is day 3. Wow, I don't even know what day it is. There's August 3rd. So again, do your Lita Challenge if you're a live streamer or you want to get into live streaming. This is the best way to do it. It helps you to get your craft going. Or in my case, get me restarted in my craft. And so today's Lita Challenge is, what have you learned or what have you taken away from live streaming? And for me, I've taken away a lot, but first and foremost, it has allowed me to be more personable with the audience that is out there watching the stream. So it's making me more comfortable in front of the camera. You can stick a microphone in my face and put me in front of a live crowd. I have no problem talking. I can talk all day. Put me in front of a camera, however, that's a completely different story. So that's it for Rich Morning Coffee. I'm going to actually have my coffee. It is right here. There you go. Some Rich Morning Coffee. Oh, I like that. That is so good. So for another day, we will see you later. I'm going to get to work here. I guess sit down. My knee's a little bugging me with that shot this morning. So you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine. To all my friends south of the border of BC that are getting the smoke from BC, there are a ton of forest fires. Please, if you can, donate something to the rescue efforts. There are a lot of people put out of their homes. There's a lot of fires burning in BC right now, and they've been burning for quite some time. So please support and help the BC people whatever way you can. Again, and for that note, I'm going to let you go. You guys have a great day and enjoy it. And remember, be good to one another. That's what life's all about. Bye now.